Come to tabletop on your hands and knees. Then move into a cat position. Round the spine. Bring the chin in towards the chest. Draw the tailbone down. And find a neutral spine. And keeping the alignment of your hips over your knees, walk the hands out. Bring the forehead down and sink your chest down towards the mat for puppy pose. And rise up. Walk the hands back in. Find cat pose again. Round the spine. Bring your chin in towards your chest. And release. Walk the hands out. Set the forehead down. Sink your chest down towards the mat. Come back into puppy pose. And walk the hands back in. Come to a neutral tabletop. Lift up your right leg and trace 3 big circles with your right knee. Trace 3 circles in the opposite direction. And without touching the knee down, extend the leg straight back, hovering it off the mat. Send your toes all the way over to the left, outside of your mat. Turn to look back at your foot over your left shoulder. And bring the leg back to center without touching the knee down. Bend your right leg. Reach back with your left arm, taking a hold of the top of your foot. Lower the belly, lift the chest, lift the thigh. Pull your foot in towards you and kick back into your hand. And release your foot and set the knee and the hand down to the mat. And lift up your left leg and trace 3 big circles with that left knee. Trace 3 circles in the other direction. And extend your left leg straight back, hovering it off the mat. And send your toes all the way over to the right side. Look back at your foot over your right shoulder. And lift up. Bring the foot back to center. Bend the knee. Reach back with your right hand. Take hold of the top of your foot. Lower the belly, lift the chest, lift the thigh. Pull the foot in towards you and kick back into your hand. Release. Set the hand and the knee back down on the mat. And walk your hands out slightly past your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Send the hips high. Come into downward dog. Make any movements here that feel good to you or settle into stillness. Breathe here. Lift the right leg all the way up to the ceiling. Bend the knee, open the hip. And bring the knee into the chest and set the foot down at the front of the mat. Spin your back heel down. Lift the torso, rise up, arms come out to the sides for warrior two. Breathe here. And come onto the ball of your back foot. Both arms reach up alongside the ears for high lunge. And keeping the legs as they are, stretch your right arm back and your left arm forward. Twist to the right. Come forward, reach both arms straight up, then take them down to the mat, frame the front foot. Spring yourself forward, coming to balance on your right leg. Left leg extends back behind you. Both legs are straight, fingertips are on the mat. Lower the left foot down to hover next to the right. Grab a hold of your big toe with your two peace fingers. Lift the leg out to the side, up to around the height of your hips, and hold here. Lower the leg, and without touching down, send your toes all the way to the back of the mat, coming into your runner's lunge. Left hand grounds down, right arm stretches all the way up. Look up at your hand. Set the hand down, both hands frame the front foot. Pick up your right foot, bring the knee into the chest. Spin your back heel down. Straighten your right leg and set the foot down all the way over to the left outside the mat. Left arm stretches alongside the ear as you spin your chest open towards the ceiling for fallen triangle. And set the left hand back down on the mat. Come onto the ball of your back foot. Bring the knee back into the chest and take it over to side plank. Right foot stacks on top of left. Press your hips up towards the ceiling. Right hand grounds down, find plank pose. Elbows bend straight back, lower down halfway. Flip the feet, lift the chest, upward dog. Send the hips high, downward dog. Left leg rises, open the hip, bend the knee. And bring the knee into the chest, then set the foot down at the front of the mat. Spin your back heel down. Rise up. Arms come out to the sides. Warrior two. And come onto the ball of your back foot. Reach the arms straight up towards the ceiling. High lunge. Right arm stretches forward. Left arm stretches back. Twist to the left. Come back to center. And set the hands down. Frame the front foot. Spring yourself forward. Come to balance on your left leg. Right leg extends behind you. Fingertips are on the mat. Lower the right foot to hover besides the left. Grab a hold of your right big toe with your two peace fingers. Lift the right leg out to the side, up to hip height, and hold here. And lower the leg without touching down. Send your foot all the way to the back of the mat. Come into your runner's lunge. Plant your right hand. Stretch the left arm all the way up to the ceiling. Look up at your hand. Both hands come down to the mat. Frame the front foot. Pick up your left foot. Bring the knee into the chest. Spin your back heel down. Straighten your left leg. Send the foot all the way over to the right side. Open the chest to the ceiling. Right arm stretches overhead for fallen triangle. And set the right hand down. Come onto the ball of your back foot. Take the knee into the chest. Take it over to side plank. Left foot stacks on top of right. Press your hips up to the ceiling. Set the left hand down on the mat. Come into plank pose. Elbows bend straight back, chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Breathe here. Set the knees down. Take them as wide as the mat. Big toes come together to touch. Walk the hands out. Set the forehead down for child's pose. And rise up. Walk the hands back in. Lift the hips. Come onto your knees. Knees are about hip distance apart. And with your left hand, reach for a block or your heel or your ankle. Circle your right arm around, stretching it overhead. Lean back, open the chest to the ceiling, press the hips forward for half camel pose. And rise up. Second side. With your right hand, reach for a block or your heel or your ankle. Circle the arm around, stretch it alongside the ear, lean back, open the chest to the ceiling, press the hips forward. And release. Come to sit up on your heels. Set the hands down on top of your lap. Close the eyes. Take slow, steady breaths. Open the eyes and take the legs wide. Come into a straddle position. Flex both feet. Turn to face your right leg. Walk the hands out. Take hold of your shin, your ankle, or your foot, and fold down over your right leg. Keeping your chest as close to the mat as possible, walk yourself over to your left leg. Take hold of your shin, your ankle, or your foot, and fold down over your left leg. And release. Walk your hands out to center. Stay up on your hands or come to your forearms, or make a pillow with your hands and set your forehead down. Breathe here. Slowly press yourself up. Bring the legs together. Take the soles of the feet to the mat. Prop yourself up on your hands behind you. Drop your knees over to the left, then over to the right. Continue to alternate. And come to lie down on your back. Bring the soles of your feet to the mat. Cross your right leg over your left leg. Take the arms out to a T. Shift your hips over to the right as you drop your knees over to the left. Lift the knees back up, uncross the legs. Cross your left leg over your right. Take the arms out to a T. Shift your hips over to the left and drop your knees over to the right for a twist. Take the knees back up, uncross the legs. Extend one leg out to one corner of your mat. Extend the other leg to the other corner of your mat. Allow the feet to fall out to the sides. Arms come alongside the body, palms facing up. Relax the shoulders. Close down your eyes. Rest here for final relaxation. Shavasana. Namaste.